Welcome, guys. Freaking hell. When I said Sunday, we're gonna see some volatility coming this week. Boy, I didn't mean this, but hey, I take this. Anyhow, it was a really good move, and I mean, we are still in uptrend, but believe me, any kind of uptrend or any kind of trend will break eventually. And I don't want to scare anyone with anything. This is just my gut feeling. I don't feel well about this whole momentum. There are some things that I saw and people have been talking about quite vocal that are not really correct, and it shouldn't be like that. But there was some shenanigans going on as well mid we reached our level. Where was it? February level? Oh, that was over here. I zoomed in a little bit too much. We had some shenanigans going on over here because I saw there were been four whales quite heavy liquidated and haunted as well. So this could be as well a little bit more continuation in that effort. And I'm not sure if that's correct as well, but the one from Trump Inside Trader, apparently he got even liquidated for the first time ever. I'm not sure if that's correct. Please correct me if that's wrong or not. I'm not really that inside of things, but this is the things that I've been hearing around me and in my own community. But yeah, there's a lot of things going on. And are we going to turn around sooner or later? We will find it out soon. But let's go straight into the metrics that we always do, looking by VIX. And yes, we did break the low that we settled on the 30th of April. And now we are kind of hovering around that. We are still didn't step down from it till 14, but we are due creating a new lows. So that's fine and good. As well, make sure you remember this is high time frame daily. If any low is created, for certain you're gonna see sooner or later as well a rebound from it to retest any kind of high. That means the 18.4 or even getting higher at 19, right? I don't say we're gonna break this into the upside, but we could retest anything, same thing that we started to do over here. So make sure that's as well in check, right? So potentially any kind of pullback, yes, it could be in place. And yeah, so this is as well divergent. As you can see, if comparing to oscillation, we are a little bit more into the divergence. So that could be as well potential for a bigger rebounds into the 21. But let's see how we're going to be dealing with it. We are setting new lows. That's good. For any continuation into the 14. Perfect. The market goes up either way. So still good, but there is a chance, and that chance start to look in on the lower time frame. Like I've been saying, we could potentially see any kind of bounce and come back into the 18 or any retest of the highs of it, right? So be aware of that as well. Otherwise, not much is changed. Just we settle a new low. That's potentially been broken the high time frame stuff. So now moving on Dixie, we did wick into the low of 97, but we didn't settle new low yet. We are still hovering and holding on the prior support of this whole range. So we settled over here. So Dixie didn't break it. We are still on the sideways. Technically, we are going in the range right now that we kind of been saying we're gonna stick between those two levels. Now, the matter of time is gonna tell if we're gonna break that low of 97 and gonna dip into the lows, or we start to range this and get back at the high of 98.8 to retest this high that didn't been retested yet. There's still potential ways of sideways, especially now we've been quite heavily into the highs of the market. We kind of need to or cool off, go into the range, or farm some liquidity. Either way, both ways, right? Or we're gonna just dump. Like there's potential for everything. Now, the most interesting stuff start to look at the total tree that's been changed quite drastically. I kind of don't like this kind of perfect price action over here. That doesn't sound well, but hey, it's there. And we've been getting into the high of the resistance of it. We didn't set a new high yet. I mean, on the range, yes, we already set a new high, but we didn't break out from it, right? Comparing that to the Bitcoin, we are already way above that. But in the whole over market situation, we are not yet there. We are at the resistance. So quite a lot of things can change. And mind, this is daily. right? This still could potentially go for a couple days. Or if we start to look at a little bit more lower time frame, even the half a day, we could potentially see any kind of reversal sign, right, coming in. Now, a pullback is kind of in place right now after this whole momentum what we had. It doesn't need to be, right? So let's see how we're going to be dealing with it. And we are already on Wednesday, so 2 days more of trading, and then we're going to go into the weekend price action. So let's see how we're going to be closing like that before the weekend. Gold start to have a run up on it. So if the rotation of the market start to switch and we are starting to look into the gold more, then yeah, potentially there it's going to be the more momentum into the high of 4.8. Silver, same thing. Start to reverse quite quickly as well. Didn't even come back fully to retest the lows. It didn't need to, but it would be in place. But it looks like it might really get into the highs and break some stuff. Because silver, it's much more likely to regain any highs than gold right now. Because for gold, that's going to be quite a struggle to do that in one go. We do see some pullback on oil, so happy days, but we didn't break anything yet. So we still technically in a range, right? We could potentially already flip and the next leg down is gonna break something. Then you look to get back at 77.4. Potentially it's gonna be all good and nice for everyone, right? Because I'm not sure if how it's your country, but in my lovely country in Holland, we just break the record of the highest gas price. So happy days for us, right? We all like that. Nasdaq, as fun it is, we just going higher. We didn't break anything here. We kind of been aiming for it to do, but then we hold it and we reverse from it quite significant and quite heavily. Now, note this is whole Nasdaq, same thing as the +7 over here. It didn't break out of the whole range, but it went into the really hold on sideways. This is really scary, right? If you have this kind of accumulation into the highs, it could be quite scary, right? Nasdaq itself, it went parabolic. Like always, we had really good run-ups on some of the stocks. Like you see, like all of them went quite ballistic, most of them. I'm gonna cover Netflix in a second. Right, we had a really nice and even bit ballistic momentum moves, like fucking gaps of 20%. That's crazy as fuck. Then we had as well Nvidia that start to move and start to break out as well from its prior. And we have this shenanigans going on with the memories, sticks and cards and everything what deals with it. I really hate, and I would like that this gonna die off, but it's not gonna happen. So yeah, momentum for stocks been there, and it's quite nice. And we had that as well, parabolic with the crypto. We had a really good run up. We did set as well, or close, I need to say, the gap, what, what we had here. And we've been filling up the wick eventually. So all of the orders are already completed. But of course, with that says we create a small new ones on the way up. So happy days, right, from one to another one. And yeah, we have some gaps below us. Not the heaviest one, not the biggest one, but there are still some of them above it. Now, funny things to mention as well on dominance. We kind of start to get at a high of the wick that we settled on the 1010. Oh, sorry, that's after the 1010. That's the November wick. But then the 1010 is over here. So that's quite far away from it. So looking by it, we are still in this whole range, right? From between the 61 to 58-ish area. So let's see how we're going to be dealing with it. Now, the fun part starts to get when we start to retrace on dominance, right? But then Bitcoin need to increase. So technically, it's asking us to go higher than 90K when the dominance is going to start to increase. Are we going to have that? I'm not really sure about that yet because alt's been flying already quite nicely comparing with Bitcoin. We did the breakout stuff on it. That's fine. But I'm not sure if we're going to have like really ballistic move as in the last hooray for the alts yet. But that's my a little bit more gut feeling. Just to cover up as well a little bit more on Netflix, like I've been mentioning, watch out for it. I wasn't even like thinking to long it or whatsoever or shorting it yet, just because we literally a couple days ago, yesterday we broke quite heavily the low and we are filling the whole gap. And now we are aiming to get into the low of 84-ish. So already confirming that this whole uptrend, right, what we had here, that breakout, that uptrend been already broken, and we are aiming to get the lows at least at 82 or 78. Let's see. Now that's what I've been mentioning as well last time on Sunday. We have a really shitty sell-off happening after, of course, reports on earnings came in. So how they do that? Quite easy. They run the price up and then you start selling off everything. So yeah, this still continues. And if we're gonna have on weekly this kind of potential sell-off and we're gonna get back at the lows and breaking that, and boy oh boy, hold your horses, because then we're gonna start to get a little bit lower. And for the people that like this stuff, I think we all know how this looks like. Right, I'm not gonna draw more of it because that doesn't look like head and shoulders. It looks something else. So yeah, this is still continuing to break stuff. Let's see how we're going to be dealing in the next couple. Let's give it a week at least. And now as well, funny part on the daily is the first time since February, end of February, that we are already in negative cash flow. So yeah, profits been taken. Now moving on the fun stuff, and that's considering Bitcoin on the daily. Like I say, we broke out from the 79-ish area, right? So that was the resistance. We broke out from it, and we've been quite stagnating, going higher and higher from it. Now, no, there is not much liquidity left above us. We seriously need to farm some of them. That's the easiest part of it. It's going to be going sideways. Sticking above that, that's going to send us really higher up into the 90s. So far, we are just going uptrend into the highs. Now, we did settle a new low at, higher low at 75-ish. That's the only low that matters right now. Break that, you definitely gonna skyrocket into the lows to the point of control. So far, there is not much anymore above us, right, to grab. There is a little bit over here in this area on lower time frame. We have a structure that we just got hit into that one as on the side of the wicks. We didn't test it on the side of the body yet, but that matters. That's a matter of time. Now we are starting to flip on the capital flow again. We had that as well before we had that run up into the highs, and I'm gonna talk a little bit more about those lows in the second. And the capital inflow overall been already out since 77-ish area. So that's the beginning of April. So we didn't even reach the same level of inflow from that momentum, and we are already on a price higher. That divergence tells me we will definitely come back for some of the liquidity below. We are the hidden divergence on it. We still are aiming to go higher, but we are still didn't reach the same high momentum of the oscillation like we've been doing it over here into the high of the resistance. So volume takes already out of the momentum, and even the cash, the inflow, everything starts to slowly pay themselves and take some profits. That means potential for some kind of reversal. How heavy that's going to be, we will see that in a couple of days and maybe a week, right? So overall, we still have shitloads of data coming in, right? If you're interested into that, especially from the next week. So let's see if that's going to be positive or negative inflow of for the market. Overall, we do see kind of a change in the whole scenario, right? We still uptrending, but with the low volume that we used to do it like back in the highs that we settled over here. And I want to mention something that was quite funny on 1 hour in 5th of May. Yeah, that was over here. We had a super flat time of inflow, and then we just freaking spiked. Like same thing when we drop, we spike into that. And that was just the whole shenanigans with the market. with the liquidity grab and liquidations of really high accounts that have been stagnated quite heavily. So yeah, overall, this is still fine. And on the 4 hour, by the look of it, we start, as I've been mentioning here as well, from the first one, the inflow starts to get lower and lower. So people take profit, but the price still goes higher. That's always the case with that. That's called the divergence from it. So let's see. Let's see how we're going to be dealing with it. So far, it's so good. But like, I don't like to see the VIX and Dixie that's long below in the minus 20 and 30 and 40-ish, just because we've been even lower. We spiked higher, we start to grind, and if we're gonna see a move into the neutral line, party's over in that scenario. Now, on top of that, and I think Viking mentioned that, that was the last couple seconds that I've been on the stream because I had a meeting. He did mention that. I wanted to show it that as well because everyone was talking about it, and this says quite a lot as well, right? That's why I said at the beginning I have a bit weird feeling about the market right now, and it feels odd that we are that heavily into the highs and for that already long period of time without any kind of reaction from it, because we took shitloads of liquidity already. Like, don't get me wrong, there was like quite heavily before we reach where we are now, 82-ish. So yeah, it was quite a lot. On one day, it's still there because that's the daily time frame, right? We just open up and it's always stacked around the day, so that's always quite a lot. But then if you start to look at weekly, right, you see quite heavily the difference. So I'm not really aiming we're gonna start to get into the 90s because there is nothing anymore left behind. Like the 1 billion, that's kind of like, okay, it's there, but it's not something significant that we should like aim for it right now. If that's gonna be the case, then believe me, the drop's gonna be much more harder and painful for people. So yes, we still have some liquidity. The highest one is around 82 and half ish. So if we're gonna get there, then we're gonna wipe the most of the liquidations of the shorts ones. So yeah, that's gonna be a good one for one more momentum. But if you look back at the left of you, it's crazy amount. So I'm not sure if Viking mentioned that. I need to rewatch the stream. But going by definitely in high time frame, so especially at 30. No, that was, let's see which one was the highest, because we had, let's go for yearly. Yeah. So over here, right? And that's Binance Bitcoin only. On Binance, it's already 5 billion comparing to 2.2-ish billion. But on Bitcoin itself, liquidity map is 15 billion. I'm not sure if I remember it correctly, but the drop of 1010 October was around 11 or 12 billion. So this is quite equivalent to what we had in the top of the market drop. And comparing what we are aiming to get, like 1 billion, comparing to 14. So believe me, if we start to get any kind of dip into the lows, and the first bigger starts at, ooh, that's 80K. If you get that, one more bounce to get maybe the high into this and liquidate the late shorts, boy, this gonna be even painfuler than what we came from. But we've been talking about that, right? If we're gonna have the drop, the last leg down through the bear market, it's gonna be much more painful. But yeah, overall, still, right, fine to get some liquidity higher up. That's still possible. We still could grind this shit out and do the max pain whatsoever. But yeah, note that there is a lot of things lining below us. Is there anything on the heat map? Just let me check for a second before I'm gonna move on. Oh yeah, yeah. So there is one more stagnation of orders over here, and that's around ended around 84-ish. Okay, so yeah, that aligns right and really good. So if you're gonna have one more, because we're still holding on the lows, right? One more week into that, then yeah, we will take this out. Same thing what we did all with this shenanigans over here. We could do one more still. All right, and this has been crazy because all of the exchanges all combined together, and I forgot to save that chart, been buying at the same time, like back to back in at the same moment they've been buying up Bitcoin. And that's kind of that you should be scared of it, because if they start to sell, boy oh boy, that's gonna be crazy. Gonna be crazy. There is some potential of reversal. We have some sign of 1 hour potential. We have some reversal cash outflow as well. So that's one. We had a squeeze potential, and yeah, we are kind of like already negative on the inflow on 1 hour. So we still not breaking the lows, but we are at the support. So note that. Now move on 4 hour BD. Same. So what I want to mention here as well, that was a really scary moment for some of the people. So I've been over here, but I had the short have been stopped out in break even, so I'm fine with that. But then here, that momentum when people said, and there's as well a lot of noise about it on X, that there was one guy over here and one guy over here that's got haunted with quite a big amount of of liquidations. So yeah, that's something that pulled us all of the way in here. And we had a good number of run up just because of this stagnation of the zones over here of liquidity, and there is one more above it. But then it started to thin out. Okay. This white block is significant to the block that I mentioned on the orders. So that's the last orders that been placed quite heavily. So we could wick into that, but then after that, not much of it. Right now, the last few rate that's holding us is the daily. Break the daily. That means lose the 80.8. You will start to get back at this. This is quite heavily guarded, right? So don't distinguish that as a shitty level, because it isn't. It's the first flip of February. Now, if we're gonna hold that, we could potentially do any kind of continuation move, right? And still do something like this and keep it for longer. Or even best case scenario, we could range over here and then do the flip, right? That's something that I'm looking at it. But then starting to squeeze into there, like, boy, oh boy, I don't remember I saw this kind of heavy liquidation stacked, right? Perfectly. So yeah. Overall flip of this whole scenario is when we reach 75. We still could break 78 and come back at May and retest that, because that level didn't been even retested at all, right? We could do that and then range in this whole scenario of 82.5 and at least 76. Have a quite big range. Farm liquidity to the upside and get higher. Fine, right? I'm fine with that. If so, 75 and you start to break shit and nothing else gonna hold you then. Because last time we've been at the low has been in March. I don't know. I even forget about that low. So yeah, that's a little bit on 4 hour. And it looks like we want to test a little bit more deeper into the lows, right? But be careful. Right? Losing the daily, start to get quite quickly into the lows of 78-ish area. Did we create any block around it? Don't think so, actually. Come on. No, see, there is one more over here. So that's good. But still overlapping ones below. So we have some kind of support to getting back at. That's already good. That's 1 hour. Now, note as well. Oh, I need to cover this as well for a second. So there is quite a lot of resistance as well above us when we're gonna get back at yearly. So that's the next level. If we start to get higher up, right? Because we still could potentially, because we had this whole run up and we still holding on the pace. So yeah, we could get easily to the yearly. But that's the resistance that you kind of look at right now, because that's the underside retest of this whole structure that we broke from. And we're going to fill up all of the fair value gaps. So only by flipping 97, that's going to change the whole perspective of this whole move. Because then what you're going to get is structure as that, and we start to change it as in this way, right? So instead of going down, start to go up with a pullback, of course, afterwards, right? So That's going to be your change of the whole break of the structure at least. Change character, it comes after that. That's something that I want to mention. Weekly as well, but the previous weekly shitty open, we still have 4 days to close that. But note as well, just because of this shitty weekly close previously, we have the run up, and boy oh boy, I would not like to see this coming down, reverse, and close the weekly like that. If that's happened, yeah, prepare yourself. Or we could happily as well stay like that, because last time we had that shitty weekly open and we had the run up into the mid of the week, and then we open up and we nuke from it. So can we do it again? Yeah, hell yeah, we could. Doesn't look like yet, but we could. Now, this small hip over here that we are struggling with is still a failure of swing, right? Because we did settle a new low, we didn't settle a new high, and we failed from it. That failure was a really big sell-off, right? So that was really significant as well as a sell-off. So yeah, we still not even close to reach the middle of it, right? 72.6, I guess we didn't reach. Oh, sorry, yeah, we reached that one. Yeah, we reached that one, but we didn't reach the middle of. Yeah, so mid swing over here, we didn't reach. So yeah, still a lot of resistance for us. So that's where we are coming from. Let's see, that's been already done, right? February level technically as well, because we've been testing that level quite heavily. So yeah, that's nice and done. We can come back, hold that right now, but failing this level could bring us way lower, right? So yeah, note as well, 4 hour right now, close below daily, that's going to be done, and see if we're going to hold on it, right? And we've been already 3 days stagnated, going higher and higher. Most of the times, 3 times the charm, and we turn around. So yeah, and we have already on 4 hour, yeah, some neutral outflow of capital. Oh yeah, coming close into the daily, we could see potential reversal sign or trend change. But yeah, that's I guess that's all on Bitty. Not much to mention. There could be potential one more leg into this pocket, heavily guarded. So let's see. Let's move on a little bit more to the alts, because they had some nice run-ups. Similar to Hype as well, still uptrending at the high of the previous swing, but that's been broken. So note, right, that failure over here been already broken. So you are at resistance, and if I might borrow the Stupefapes, there you are. Right, this is your resistance, right? Because you broke the low, so you are aiming to retest the highs, and that. Oh, fuck! Unfortunately, I didn't get that, but it was really nice. Yeah, 3.5. I will take that. Oh yeah, I didn't, unfortunately. But yeah, now if we start to fail that and getting lower than 39, still Q2 is my aim to retest. Failing Q2, you start to get back at the lows of 29, right? So back where you came from. So yeah. Injective had a really nice run up as well. Into the resistance, right? We had a failure, retest, and then you start to regain it back if we start closing the daily right now. So you want to hold that literally and to get back at the previous or yearly technically. But it's still in a good uptrend. So nothing to say about that. Only by losing February, then it started to get a little bit more iffy. Avex finally waked up from this whole sideways momentum. So yeah, happy days. And still at the resistance at 9.7. Like I mentioned last week, that's the area that you want to retest or regain. And now you are aiming to get back at February, right? That's the whole main. Getting there, you start to continue on the uptrend, right? That's what you want. Coming back to the retest weekly or mid range, and then you start to get at the high. That's the whole idea, right? Really good. Solana, same thing, right? Start to wake up. Still didn't regain the high of it, right? Because that one have a little bit more to regain. And this is wrong. So that one still have a bit more to do. just because we did lose this hip over here, not the really main one, but the mid hip. And now you need to get back at the high of 89 and regain and go higher, right? Because this is still the resistance area. So yeah. Now, of course, render, same thing, right? We come back all the way, broke the structure, and now you are aiming to get into the resistance. So you are already underset retesting $2. Yeah, $2 area. So that's good. But breaking that, you start to get in November. That's kind of the area that I'm aimed to retest this whole shenanigans over here. Why? Because when you're going to do that, you retest this, right? You come back, you're still in the uptrend. So the only thing that matters is to settle higher low and then you just go for the highs. Right? If you're not going to do that right now and you start to fail, then you start to do this. So that's why. So far, so good. And I think Burris starts to take off a little bit. So that's good, but still at the resistance. Good to see. Good to see. And there have been a lot of tokens had really good liquidity grabs. Meanwhile, as well, Near had a really good explosive move just today. So that's nice. And I think Zach, yeah, Zach as well. Zach went ballistic. So yeah, for people that caught it, great. I forgot about that one totally, but yeah. Still, main resistance. So if I borrow the stupid fibs, right, this is your biggest resistance ever. So a really good liquidity grab before it's gonna die off. Yeah, same thing what you did over here, technically, right? Yes. So you had this whole run up, right? Failure, sideways, and then pick, and then done. See you in a couple of years. So same thing, and similar structure as well to it. So yeah, good things. The best coin ever. Yeah, still doing best coin ever things. Yeah, people mentioned that to me as well. Yes, we did break out from the structure of the highs of it. So good. We need to hold it, and apparently we are starting to switch of it. So yes, this is nice continuation. This is good, right? But it's still quite, quite in the range yet, right? You need to get above yearly and start to get into the December for any high time frame potential change and directional as well, because this is still sideways. So yeah, there is not much to. What's this doing? Ooh, unfortunately, if ETH start to reverse as well, and already a little bit more heavier than Bitcoin, then I'm not sure if alt's gonna run as well in the same direction. Also in higher up, right? So we are at the resistance. So that resistance for ETH apparently is a little bit more heavier. Still didn't come back at February, so yeah, that's something about it. And yeah, if that start to reverse already, then there might be some alts that's gonna follow up on it. Here, nice. To the T. To the freaking T. This didn't move at all. Cool. Okay, good. Good to know. Still shitty. Bad, I think, had a nice run up as well. Yeah. There are a lot of, ooh, even Fartcoin. Ooh, look at that. Finally regained the wick. Nice. The orders are in place right now, but then we're still with a value gap. But right. Right. Yearly it is now. That's going to be the whole deciding point if you flip. Yearly is your key level. Because that's the whole SI flip what you did. So let's see. So yeah, overall, good. Really nice. And quite happy to see the market do some good things. But fortunately, it doesn't last for long. Well, this is what it is. How about you guys? What are you guys looking at, watching, trading, making money from? Oh, I think Stu was mentioning that as well. So yeah, we have a freaking nice uptrend of troll. It's doing the troll thing. So yeah, almost at my TP. Nice, nice. So yeah, that's gonna be a good. And there is some life. right? So good to see. Now I really need to flip the 0.7. That's the main area. Everything above that, it's go time. Everything below that, still preparing for it. Fortunately, it is what it is. My hype as well. Second TP. Still, I don't think we're gonna reach that, so I might even close it a little bit early. But yeah, let's see. Nasdaq. I did cover Nasdaq, I guess. So there. That's the whole TA of Nasdaq. Not much to say about that, girl. Like, yeah, well, like, I'm sorry. Last time I did a TA, it blew through the roof of it because apparently we didn't break it yet, and we still are in continuation. Oh, when you ask what I'm trading, Nasdaq. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot that I asked that. Wasn't asking for TA. Yeah, you're right. I'm wrong. Yeah, I mean, I hope you are in the juicy profit on it. I really hope for it. Like I said, every single trend ends up badly. There was something else that I want to mention as well. Fuck, I forgot about it. I want to show you something, guys, but I totally forgot about it. What it was. That's what you get when you get older. Was it something over here? Oh, still far away. No, I don't remember. Anyhow. This not, this not, this not. No, that was all. Oh yeah. Oh cool, oh cool. Tomorrow me Alan is way too crazy for that. Stuff like trio. Talking about trio. Yeah, I need some more volatility to it. Hey, at least we are holding on the low that we lost quite significant, right? So we are holding on that one yet. Let's see if that's gonna be. Ooh. No, we need to break out of 0.03 at least. Break out and hold it, not break out and coming back at a freaking low or even lower. Hold it to get back at the highs. Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen soon or later. So I give up on that one already. Let me use this. Holy fuck! Wait, is this correct? Are you for real? Okay, so I didn't see that yet, but as you can see on weekly, right, we are still a little bit more sideways, right, on the inflow, but on the daily, we do have a really good increase of inflow of it. So that's good. So they still keep up with the inflow of that one, but now we seriously need to get a little bit more higher into the structure to hold and break some things. But this is great. This is good. This is really good. And look at that. Like the gap already started to get really small. 90 days for it to apparently break out from it. If it's going to be earlier, I take that. I freaking take that by the ass. Told you guys, buy it. Buy the shit. Boy, oh boy. Let's go. How is this doing then? Pololino. Ooh. Oh boy, that was a really good weekly close. I didn't see that one. But fucking hell. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, see? So this is like free mentoring over here for you guys. Like, look at that, right? You had all of this downtrending momentum right here, right? And then out of the nowhere, you pushed it into the high and you hold that over here. This was the flip of that into we're going up. That was the flip. over here. That was in April, the beginning of April. And look where we are now. So I was buying all of this freaking shit. All of this. What is hype doing? That's a good one. Ooh, still in uptrend. Still going higher. Still no sign of reverse. Still Dixie's even lower. Okay, so we could potentially see that a lot more. Or even get back at the highs. Or even break out, because technically this is still uptrend, right? Look at it. So we could break out from it. Interesting. Yeah, this is good. Let's daily look. Highest peak, we had it at beginning of April, lower, but we still are increasing now. Okay, so it's a little bit more on the low time frame around those places, but high time frame is still up. Good to know. Okay, I need to remember that. Cool, 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 cool. But yeah, like I've been saying, that's the way how I do my spot shenanigans. Mm, 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 mm. Change that. Yeah, and decide retest. Yeah, we still potentially could do that one more. 6% more. Oh yeah, let's see how we gonna be dealing with that or later. Wait, what? Normie, I'm gonna get oil. Oil, you looking at oil? Olive oil? Yeah, what about oil? So yeah, oil had a really good retest of the previous high. So yeah, on the side retest, failure of that one, perfect to the T. So far, I mean, right now, this is the thing, right? We are at the middle of this whole range. So it's make it or break it, technically. The thing is, getting back at 87, right? This is still kind of a support, but you settle down. So let's have a look on. See, yeah, you have over here a good element of support with a little bit of a gap below that. But no matter what, this is like doing a live TA on a fucking thing that can go ballistic with one tweet, right? And that's a little bit more painful of it to trade. But for me, this is in broken structure, right? High time frame, this is in broken structure at least. So getting back at the lows, now this is going to be quite make it or break it. Why? Because you need to hold that, right? If you hold that, you're going to get back at the highs and you're going to regain this, definitely, because then what you're doing is something like this, right? And then back on. But if you break that, retest all of this, 83, you might grind this out or even get back at 66. Now, no, I don't think we're gonna get there. That's gonna be something gonna take ages for it. But like, I don't want to discard this as well, just because the structure that we are right now looks quite similar that we have it over here. That's why I said, like, no panic or something, but like this shenanigans what we do here, like we could, right? We could do something like this and then drop from it. Same thing what we've been dealing with it over here. Because that was the high with a small wick what we have right now. Came back, retest the high, hold it, hold it, hold it, regain, blast it. And then get at the highest peak. Right? And then you have this whole freaking lows of it. And then you're gonna do it again. Because there's gonna be another war. It looks like we won't go lower. But that's on the daily, right? That's what you want. You don't want to get back at the 190 or 120-ish area. But yeah, note, you need to see what we're going to be doing with 84. That's the whole main area. We need to break at least, or if you're going to hold it, then yeah, we're going to range this out at least. To believe that Israel is yeah, exactly. That's what I've been saying as well. Like, I have a really weird and bad feeling about the overall market, no matter which market it is, right? But overall market. Why? Because there is like too many things is happening at once. And to be honest with you, too many good things are happening at once. Right? Yes, we do have a war. That's not a good thing. Don't get me wrong. We have that fucking shenanigans war that's going on, elf and all flip flopping and mm, fighting with this fucking orange maniac. But market is going up. So crypto is up, stocks are up, fucking small caps are up. Like everything is going in the same direction. Like it's weird for me to think we are in heaven right now, because that shouldn't be. Like, we shouldn't be here right now, at least, because the technically what we are doing, and let me just make this straight, right? Like, the only thing what's happening right now is this. Fucking hell, wait. You don't see shit, of course, because stupid. So the only thing what's happening right now, fucking hell, is this. Underside readers of this low what we settled. Right? Like let's get straight at, right? We are underside retesting this low, right? We broke that low and we are underside retesting that right now, literally right now. Like 82 was the key level. Now, something to mention is this. We run it a little bit more higher over here, right? Last cycle. But that was as well all gloomy and all happiness and all heaven, and we are also back, right? So I have a strange feeling. I don't want to say it, but like it might, like, fucking hell, it could even take one more or another one, and then, because like we are a little bit more extended ways, I don't know, I'm gonna say next week or something, but something is not all right. There's like way too many things are going for the same area right now. So yeah, it's off. It's too good to be true. Even commodities, right? Um, Forex as well. Forex had a really good momentum. See? Everything against dollar, it goes higher. So yeah, dollar is really low. As last time we've been here was in January, and then we had a run up. So it's something that you don't really want to be right now. It could be like, yeah, let's do it and let's get over it, but they're not gonna make it that easy on you, right? Hey, look at that spread. Like, clearly big boys are up. Right? Like, what do we have? Google, Nasdaq, Amazon, SPX, Apple, Nvidia, and there are like plenty different ones. Big boys, really good spread between the let's say the shitty ones and the rest of the stocks, right? Mm. Yeah, another split, right? There is quite, like, every single time we have the split, it's hard to see it, but like I found a way around it to look at it. If you have that kind of a split and any kind of like flip of momentum, it goes down, right? So yeah, gold as well is quite low. Gas is down as fuck. right? So, okay, happy days, but you still pay shitloads for it. How the fuck you figure that out? Oil is quite high still, right? So, yeah, um, it's a weird one. How does it look like on the weekly? Yeah, we are already like, this is a thing. Like, weirdly, alts didn't even move. But you know what? Shouldn't be seeing that, but fuck it. Um, wanna see? Yeah, see, that's what I thought. All right, we are already squeezing out on everything. Now it's kind of make it or break it. Consider this as capital flow index because it is. Um, we are literally on every single thing middling, right? Even stablecoins, Lara Cage, alts, shitcoins. We are meeting in the middle. So right now, it's literally make it or break it. Are we gonna blast through all of this? And large caps, alts, and shitcoins, everything's gonna blast it off, and stablecoins gonna go down together with stocks, commodities, equities, forex, and then the small caps and everything. The whole market blasted off. I found it so fucking weird. Middle in the war, middle in the change of that doesn't have nothing to do with it, right? But Congress and everything, and next year, fuck, is it next year or year after that there is gonna be election going on? Fuck, I don't remember it. I'm so bad with the politicians lately. Anyhow, there is so many things going on in the world, and now we are blasting off. Like, I don't know, it feels really freaking odd to me to do this, right? It feels like we shouldn't be here. It feels like something is forbidden, and that's that, right? For me, but that's my weird point of view, or maybe gut feeling. I don't know. It's something like I don't much talk about it. Yo, Plumpus, what up? So yeah, overall, it's exactly the same, right? Overviews. But yeah, so that's that, right? And already, like on Bitcoin, like look at that. We are right now at neutral line, even lower than the last time we've been there. Like I always like, so, yeah, I'm stuttering. If this is the highest peak, we lost the previous low. Now high low, we lost it again. High low, we lost it again. High low, we could lose it again. Right? This is still stagnating, going lower. Right? So yeah, it's something that I always look at it. I don't look specific like only on, oh yeah, the numbers is low. So yeah, I always look like how does it look like in whole overview and what did we been doing? Because history matters to me as well, also in charts, but as well statistics. Right? If the statistics been lower since the peak or even before that, then are we going that high? Are we still going blast through it when everyone is taking profit and selling right now? It feels it doesn't feel right. Now, one part, and this is something as well that I kind of look at it. I'm coming back to you, Plumbus. 1 second. Let me. How can I do that? Yeah, I can do that. Fuck it. Do that. Same thing, right? Look at that. Nasdaq. Last biggest peak uh, of inflow, right, of selling was here. That was the last peak. From that moment, we did 75% uptrend of price. But that's already since 2023. in a big ass divergence. Or even like if you're really gonna peak on it, it's gonna be a little bit more longer, but not gonna be that considered. So same thing, right? Like, boy, if and only if we're gonna have that pullback on it, boy, you're gonna aim for that, right? But that's here as well. That gives you a little bit more better overview where we are actually, right? Because when Nasdaq is here, the full stocks market is not even breaking out yet. Dixie as well. Look at that. That's funny as well. Like we've been almost at the same peak of inflow, right, as the last previous high. Now for Dixie, I'm not sure if that's the positive. It depends however you look at it. But if Dixie starts to regain its previous high of $100 and start to blast off, then it's goodbye everything, right? Because if we get that, if we're gonna get back at the high of 17 even 107, that's down. That's bear market stuff. Because right now, in momentum of what's that? April 2025, April. It's a year of sideways, right? We are here a year sideways momentum, right? Last time we've been there, technically this is well sideways momentum, right? And then we break out from it because that's the previous high. We break out from it, and that was the goodbye everything, right? And here as well, what did we do? From the highest peak, sideways, sideways, highest peak, right? Down, sideways, down, sideways, up. Hmm. Dang, looks similar. Here, same thing. Weekly on total market, right? The highest peak ever of inflow or technically outflow of it was at peak of 2025 December, right? That sell-off. Even the second high wasn't that heavy on inflow of the volume and capital than the previous one. And right now, where are we? Like clearly, we are a little bit off. So yeah, all this what we're doing here. I mean, yeah, we could blast into the 90 or 900 billion or whatsoever. Yeah, but that doesn't change anything yet. That's going to be a nice one, gold. Here, where was the sell-off? And the peak, right? Previous high at the highest volume that been accumulating and sold off from gold was over here, 4.2. After that, we had the run up, great, and now we had the freaking break of the whole structure, right? Technically at the lows, and now we are going sideways. Not even a flinch yet on the inflow. That's silver. It's going to be similar, right? Not that drastic and not that dramatic as gold, but still, oil. Still, look at that. Like same thing that I've been saying. Like without it, even right, we are at the highest peak, and we are still heavy in inflow of capital. People been still freaking buying this, not selling yet. That's the weirdest part to me. They still fucking hold oil. Even broke of the freaking structure and retest of the high didn't change it. Right? Okay, we are on the weekly, but still, right? That's changed in a week's time. daily wise, yeah, it's different. But yeah, there is no significant It's new long post. Even for a daily chart, the highest peak was at the high that we sold off, right? And we are stagnating into the lows. But we still are not lower than 83. So that's a little bit more scary because the price keep up stacking. So are we gonna do the same thing what we did over here? Boy, I wish we don't, but it looks like we might. If we're gonna hold at a second time at the lows like we did over here, then we're gonna get at the high, right? So yeah. But yeah, wait, I need to check the chat now. Yeah, yeah, Plumbus. Yeah, I mean, I've been saying that as well. Like we could have one more leg from it, right? Just because delete all of it. Just because we are um, in the uptrend, and there are a lot of bits still placed over here. Like I mentioned that as well in the beginning of the stream, right? This is the whole white box, which you see on my trading view. So we could potentially wick into that and then do the whole cascading momentum, but not sure if there is a good overview of the spots and perp, but they start to look a little bit more weaker and weaker by the day. So yeah, still continuation. Still, we're not gonna break the daily. That's the whole line in the sand, right? Still. And then of course we have that whole structure over here that we keep getting into it. We just get into the wick. There are side flips, so we didn't get above the 82. We still have the underside retest of it, and then the highs of it. So yeah, there's a lot of things coming in. And liquidity, bro. Like I think you was on the Viking stream. I needed to jump out, but yeah, liquidity wise, it's crazy to the downside. Like, bro, this stack of liquidity, the last time we had it, like around 15 billion, I think was in the 10-10 scenario. So yeah, comparing to longs, it's nothing anymore. So one more and we done for some pull off period. Wait, what? You can hear and see anything? I hope that's only on your end. Can anyone confirm that? That's if new long post. If so, yeah, I mean, restart. You cannot hear me, so no point for me to talk. Listen to you. Yeah, see, they are listening. So maybe restart the Discord. Or hard restart. Don't just close it. But yeah, that's me a bit yapping around and bit my feeling like yeah, it doesn't feel right to be here at least and to do that because like to be honest with you, this was already a great price action because we did run the highs, we did grab liquidity, we fucking nuke everything what was here and we retraced from it. But because of those fucking shenanigans and those bastards of whales that came in heavily and they got hardcore nuked and liquidated, yeah, we still stagnated going higher and higher. So yeah, but yeah, it's still a good flip, right? I don't care. Rarely do I look at that liquidations event, but it's just been mentioned to me because they've been all of the places so far. Yeah, retied whales. Yeah, thank God. Yeah, it is. It is as well. Yeah, happy days, right? We are at 82k. Who knew? It took us 4 months, but hey, we are there. But still, there is a lot of work to do. A lot. And there is non-liquidity above it, so the only thing, and this is gonna change my mind for maybe even pulling a long over here or somewhere close, it's gonna be when we come back to February, regain the high, and then start to do something like this, right? If we start to grind this shit into the high and then blast it through, that's the only reason they're gonna give me in a long right now. But yeah, then we're gonna stack some liquidity above it. But so far, hey, so good. Let's see if we're gonna hold on the daily so far. But yeah, any other questions or things you want to talk about? Yeah, near kept going. Yeah, there are a lot of things that going. That's good. There is blasting too. It's, STX had a run up. Zach had a run up. That's heavy fucking liquidity grab. So be aware that this is gonna do exact the same thing what we did. Where was it? Here, I guess. Yeah, that liquidity over here. Right, that grab over here that we are right now into it. It's bye bye. Yeah, cheers, mate. Have a good one. Have a good one. Yeah. So far, so good. Even Pearl had a nice run up. Render still going. Hype start to cool off. We yeah, it's a nice failure. So yeah, nice. All good. Let's see what the next week gonna bring us. And let's see. My gut feeling is gonna be right. I don't like to listen to my gut feeling, but this is what it is. Most of the times, 99%. Correct. Okay. All cool. Chill. All right, I think I'm gonna bounce then if everything's fine. Don't have any questions. Thank you very much then. Appreciate you all. Love you all. And I will see you Sunday. Bye bye.